Well, I'm back at the park with all the 1,800 houses. This is trip number 4, or week number 4. So I've been here a month. I'm still pulling stuff out. I've got 2 more locations to hit that held 1,800s. And last week when I prospected the one area, I ended up finding a pocket knife. But I haven't even made it that way. The very first week I was here, the second half of the video, when I went to another spot where there was an 1,800, not the second, but like the third or whatever, and I found the sash buckle right away, and the clock parts, and the paracel slide nut. If you notice, I put the 6 on, because this area is filled with iron. I already got a couple nails. I'm hitting it with the 6. My second plug, I end up getting my favorite. Remember the very first time I was here? I ended up pulling up a bell, and it was off in the field. It was real big, like the palm of my hand. Look, just pulled up another one. And this one here is early. This is like mid-1700s to the beginning of the 1800s. And this one should have a number on it right here. These always look so good when you dig them up, if they're not broken, of course. This one says, actually has a name on it. Webb, I think. It's W-E-B or W-E, no, W-E and then B. Or is that a C? No, W-E-B. I don't see a number though. I might have to clean this up a little bit more and get it, but another bill. Awesome find. I'll be back for sure. Next thing I found, I don't know if it's a part of a horseshoe or an ox shoe. It's one of the two. Cleaned it up in a puddle over there. I've only took 2 swipes, and I haven't really yielded much of anything else. But you know, I did sniff that bell out with the 6, and I went over all this with the 11 before. Whatever was here, I cleaned it out. With that, at least. I'm going a little longer with the 6, and then I might make my way in the woods over there, and I believe that's the basement hole. It's right here. This is where the first house sat, and the second one was further down over there. Let me work a little bit more, see what I can find. Alright, I 6'd that whole section right over there. There was nothing else. Some pewter I found, but nothing recognizable. So I come to the corner of where the cellar is, and I pick up a weird looking bullet. It's interesting. I don't know what caliber that would be. It looked like it must have mushroomed a little bit. But I'm going to start working this area a little bit with the 6, and then it doesn't get real junky in the far back. It's just this section right here, so this should be fairly quick, and I'm going to press on to the next change coils. Not far from where I found the bullet, I ended up pulling this piece up. It's definitely old. I don't know what it went to. Kind of looks like an old tarp ring or something, but it most likely probably came from a lantern. But I'm not quite sure. Let me keep going. In the same hole, I end up digging this up. Not sure what this was. This is rang up like a 15-16. I don't know, it's really crusty. It might not be of anything special. I was thinking maybe a toy of some sort, but I don't know. I'll clean it up and it'll be in a wrap-up. I worked most of what I wanted to work was a 6-inch, and I ended up pulling this thing up. What the heck could this be? There's even still a nail in it, and it's a square nail, so it's definitely old. It's an interesting piece. It's made out of like cast, almost like something they would have, you know, fireplace or something like that. But This was definitely nailed into a piece of wood. Interesting piece. It's got a big old W right here. In here. W or an M. Depends on which way you hold it, I guess. I'll keep that. That's neat. Oh, that bell. I showed some of my boys on Facebook. We have a little Facebook group. And it started drying up. And you know what it popped up? That one spot above the web, or a WEB. It was a horse. I think I got everything. So that's kind of neat. I'll show you in the wrap up when I clean it up. It'll look better. Look at this thing. This thing's still juicy. Look at the teeth on it. Definitely a meat eater. Wow. I'll put it up there and let it dry out. The next treasure of the day, I'm thinking center cap. I'm not sure what center cap that would have went to, but I don't think it's a bowl. And it's fairly shallow. I have got out of that section. I've worked a little bit of the hardwoods. I did probably a 20-foot swipe, and I just decided to work this creek since the other side I found a buckle last week. So just trying to see if maybe something's here, but it looks like this ground has been worked. I can see where there's a tractor in that area went down. They probably did some cleaning in here and shoved some stuff towards the creek. I don't know how much would be here. I think what I'm going to do next is do down here on the side, because I found the pocket knife over there. So I'm going to clear there. And the 1800s was here or a little further down. I don't know. It's hard to tell on the map, but I'm thinking it was a little bit further down. I only worked a little bit of this area. The pocket knife I think was right about over there. I've been grid searching. My next relic is a bullet. It's not a 22. It's a little bit bigger than that. Not as big as like a 9. But it's interesting. It's got the right color. It does look like a rimfire though. But it could be the way the dirt's on there. Maybe it is. I'll figure it out in the wrap up. Interesting looking bullet. Ring up like 1920. Kind of like a coin. Alright, this coming up in 1920 and it's deep. So let's pull it out together. See what it could be. 1920 deep. A little bit further. I think there's some red brick in the hole. Oops. Just like that though. Oh, here we go. Ooh, it's a button. Nice. Look at that. They're still old here. When I get home, I'll clean up the edges. Maybe it has some writing on it. But it's a flat button. I think that makes number 4 so far since I've been here. Found 3 of them last week. See how many more I can find. Not far from the flat button, end up getting a piece of horse tack. It's got a bump here and a bump right there on both sides. It could be crustacean, but I don't know. And that was right next to the flat button. Was over there. I've been learning. See a little. See a little stick right there. So when I do my live digs, I just poke a stick in the ground. So that helps a little bit. But I think I'm going to buy, not a tripod, but a stick with a point on it, like a metal one that I can clamp to, make life easier. Anyhow, let me keep scanning. Alright, I didn't film this. It came up a 1516. I've been pulling up a lot of shotgun stamps, so it pulled up just like a shotgun stamp. Little tiny cuff button. Look at that sucker. That is small. That's awesome. Another flat button. I got away from the creek area, and I'm up in the woods. Kind of like it's got a lot of coverage on the ground. That 1800 sits somewhere over in this general area. I just don't know where. So I'm just going to scan back and forth. I can't find any cellar hole, but I've only just started. It could have been actually on top of the hill, but on the maps it indicated it was closer to the road. So, but things were weird back then. All right, another relic. This one rang up kind of funny. I don't know what the heck this thing is. Big old butter knife, maybe. I don't know if that's old or not. I'll clean up when I get home and we'll figure it out. It's very thin. It's made out of steel. To be honest with you, I don't think it's modern. Normally, nobody would use steel these days for a knife. Well, I'm going to tell you the theme of today. Buttons. Here comes another one. Still got partially a shank on it. Another flat button. This one actually, I think, has a design on it. Like a little dashes going around it, I think. Could be just where it was hammered. I don't know. Interesting, interesting. That came up a 1415. Most people wouldn't have dug that. I haven't found any coins yet. I haven't even found any clad. I haven't found a penny, dime, nickel, nothing. Nothing back here. But I've only tickled the spot, so let me keep going. I didn't think I was going to find any more of these. They're back. They're back. This one was never fired. I finished the hardwoods, and I'm in the pines right now. It's not far from a pavilion, and then this Bigfoot igloo looking thing. I haven't really got anything in here besides a penny and a 72 nickel. I think it's going to be kind of messy in here, but I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I'm going to hit the other half of the pines over there. I think life will get better once I go over there. I'll be able to go faster. Less likely people have been in there, and if they have a long time ago, maybe they lost something. So let's see. The next relic, I'm in the third section of pines that I was talking about earlier. I moved on. The rows here are a little bit wonky. I just noticed I'm using the wrong rows. They didn't, one way doesn't make sense, the other way makes sense. So when I get to the end, I might turn myself around and go up and down the rows. I've been trying to go up like and down these, and that's bad. But anyhow, this is the next old thing in the ground. I'm not quite sure what that thing is. Well, on to next. Well, if you notice, the pines have changed a little bit. They have to be 40, 50 foot pine trees. Not a stick on the bottom, all gone. And they look like they're about to die, to be honest. They don't look too good. I have covered a lot of pines and have really found nothing besides some clad. And I think it was only 2 coins, if I remember right, maybe 3. I know one was a quarter. It was so dark and dirty, I couldn't even read the date on it. The sap from these type of trees right here are really putting a number on any coins found. Ended up finding a dime. It was the same way. I could even peel the crust off. I died. So, like I was saying, the coins look like crap, and I found nothing but some pewter stuff, but I just found my first signal in a very long time. Some kind of weird chain mechanism here. I don't know if it's old. That's interesting right here. I think I found one of those before, or I've seen someone talking about these on YouTube or so. Very interesting. It doesn't swivel or nothing. It's just, I don't know, if you broke your chain, I guess use one of these. Came up kind of like a coin. Well, I'm going to scan the rest of this. I'm not going to be happy doing it, unless I start finding stuff, of course. But as much as I have done, I have about that much left of this area, and it's bad. Really, really stinks. There's some hardwoods that I might do. There's more pines, I don't know, somewhere that way, I think. Another cluster. And I don't know what to do after this. There is a spot across the street. It's not posted, but I've seen a car pull into a driveway that's kind of like hidden. So I might get seen over there. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Well, I got out of the pines. They were bad. I mean, real bad. I did about 3/4. I couldn't do no more. So there's another section over here, past the loud swamp. You can see a fence post right there. I guess at one time or another this was blocked off from the cattle to go through or so. Trying to see if there's any more of those. Looks like it's Old Faithful there holding on. I don't see any others. But at least you could tell where the property line used to be at one time. This is still all the park. This is very surreal looking. It's very weird. The moth, the miniature pine trees. And it's so loud. It is so loud back here of the frogs and the little creepy crawly bugs that are making noise. Well, let me keep at it. All right, I'm on an old road. If you look here, see these evergreens? Normal people don't grow these in their backyard for you know, whatever. They normally would grow, you know, big pine trees like that. These normally are like in the front of people's houses as a border. So I seen a sign that I dug up, and I was able to clean it off. I didn't record it, but it said something about the name of the company and tree farm. So like in the beginning where I found the bell and the cluster of pine trees, I believe most of this park was a tree farm at one time, because it said, I forget the name of the company, but it said something tree farm. So I don't know what this would have been back in the 1800s. This probably would have been, I don't know, I don't think it was planted for trees. So I might not find anything back here. I might want to go across the street or find something closer to the homes. I might be just on a wild goose chase. The only thing I've been finding is pull tabs, bottle caps, once in a while a modern day coin, a real dirty one, some random steel that's unrecognizable. I wouldn't even know what the heck it went to. Look at this. Let's see what it looks like in the camera. I'm going to go through it real quick. I'm going to run through it. I don't find nothing, I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else. Because I don't know what this would have looked like in the 1800s. No clue. Might have been nothing. I see another road way over on yonder. That swamp is somewhere over there. I'll be back. Well, I have not found anything for a long time. I went across the street in the woods where it wasn't posted at, seeing if the 1800 was in there. It's not. It's in that field right by that telephone pole right there, or maybe right there. I think it's more like right there because it's a little bit of a hill right there that had the house right on top of that. So I don't have permission to do that, and it's posted. There's nowhere else for me to go in this park. It's 106 acres. You know, did I do it all? No, but it also was a tree farm at one time. So with knowing that, going back deeper probably wouldn't yield much. I'd be searching a lot of woods. Maybe kind of like doing mending ponds, going deep into mending ponds. I'm lucky I found what I found there. But just to let you know where I am, I'm in East Bethany, a park. I forgot what the name is of this park, but it's right next to Rolling Hills Asylum, and I pretty much metal detected right up to the property line of the asylum. I'll drive by and maybe even take pictures of a couple of the, whatever you call it, the landmarks. And the asylum was built in 1826, if I remember right. I'll take pictures just to let you see what the place looks like. It's interesting, but I did pretty much all the way around the asylum and in all the woods connected to all those 1800 homes. I'll be back in a second with the wrap up. You'll see the sign here. This is a spot where there was two 1800s, and these trees were planted in 1972 by the 4-H club. I'm not. I guess the was dedicated to Wayne B. Total, or Wayne B. Toll, 1929 to 1971. I took a close-up of the picture of this, but that was a nice spot right there. Nice hunt. This was originally the poorhouse. They turned it into an asylum, Rolling Hills Asylum. They say it's haunted. I think they had a ghost adventures, whatever you call it, here. Take a closer look. Widow's Walk. Windows are busted. And if you look right there at the cornerstone says 1938. But we'll go to the next. I think that's this section here. I wish I could zoom up on the GoPro here, but I took a snapshot of this, and it's site of Genesee County's poorhouse for the care of people, opened in 1827 with a home in a farm containing 106 acres. The wrap up to today's video. Ended up getting 95 cents in coins from 1945 to 1990. Ended up getting many bullets, some lead, a very strange one right here. This is definitely different, never found one like that before. I believe this was probably a knife, but I'm not quite sure. He has a piece on here where this must have been longer, and some kind of handle. A chain, and I've seen these before, but I'm not quite sure why they do that. Maybe it was a broken link. I'm not quite positive on this. I didn't show me digging this up, but this is fairly heavy. It's definitely part of a lock. It's got some really nice pattern on there, but that's all it was of it. Ended up getting this thing. This had a square nail ran through it, so it went through wood. About a quarter or 1/3 of a horseshoe. This is not an ox shoe. Most likely it was a horse because it went up here. Some more bullets, some horse tack. Ended up getting 3 flat buttons. None of them had writing in the back, not like last time. This one does have a pattern though. This actually looks like if I cleaned it up more, it might have writing in it. But nevertheless, they're all from like the early 1800s. And this is probably the prize of the day. And it works. You can see that's a horse. And W.E.B. Someone's initials on there. It's a size 2. Very, very, very nice. This is hunt number 3 of the place. And I thought it was there 4 times, but it was only 3 times I was there. I did have to run home and grab batteries on the second trip there for the metal detector. Not batteries, but I had to actually grab another metal detector. Pretty much it's cleaned up. There's some places in that general area that I might do some door knocking, but that was definitely a pretty crazy place. A lot of great saves, a lot of good stuff, and I love these buttons. I just don't get enough buttons, and that place definitely offered me a nice little collection. If you like this hunt, give me a thumbs up, and for you non-subscribers, please subscribe, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.